Happy Sunday, everybody. Welcome back to Cruise Chat Live. We're actually home. I know this is our backyard. You've been used to seeing us on the ships for the past couple of weeks. Oh, my goodness gracious. It has been quite the journey. We were gone for about 18, 19 days, went up to Montreal, then to Quebec, and then took the ship all the way down to Miami. It was an adventurous ride through the Nor'easter, but we survived it. We're here. Happy to see all y'all. If you're new to the channel, I'm Walter, your independent travel agent with Where's Walter Travel. We book all things cruise, land, luxury, expedition. Our services are truly 100% free to you. So I invite you to like, share, subscribe, do all the wonderful things that all the social channels like for you to do. And if we can help you in any way with your travels, just reach out. Where's WalterTravel.com. Wherever you're watching us, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, there are links in the description or in my bio. So how's everybody doing? Oh my gosh, what an adventurous trip we just got done with. Wow. I don't think anybody ordered the Nor'easter, but you know, what are you going to do? It is what Walter, it is.
I forgot to tell you, I ordered it.
You ordered it. Okay, that's where it came from. Good morning, Jazz. Good to see you. Good morning, Sue and Phil. Becky, Eric, Bills fan, how y'all doing? Oh, my goodness. Good morning, Cindy. Oh, my goodness. Bills fan, that's right. You're up in Canada. What a lovely time we had. So, you know, I always encourage you guys, if you've got the time, you know, fly into your embarkation ports early, maybe stay at your disembarkation port a little bit later if you have the time, because there's always so much to explore in the ports. And in this case, flying from Orlando to Quebec was just not the greatest flights in the world. So we actually flew to Montreal. And then we spent a couple of days in Old Montreal at a beautiful place called the Place d'Armes, I believe, the Hotel Place d'Armes, which was literally right across the park from the Notre Dame Basilica. That was gorgeous. Did a food tour there, did a ghost tour there. It was lovely. And then a couple of days later, we took the Via Rail from Montreal to Quebec. What a beautiful ride. I mean, I felt like we were riding through Pennsylvania the whole time. It was just beautiful farmland everywhere. Absolutely gorgeous ride. And
fall colors.
We saw some really nice colors. And in fact, Rebecca really enjoyed the way the colors were just whipping by the window when the trees were up close to the window. It was like a rainbow of colors going on by. It was so cool. Awesome. Yeah. And then we spent a couple of days in Quebec, in Old Quebec. We stayed in the Hotel Chateau Bellevue, which is literally right next door to the Chateau Frontenac, the famous Chateau Frontenac. It was about a 2-minute walk down to the boardwalk, and then a 2-minute walk over to the Hotel Frontenac, and just literally 10 minutes to just about anywhere in the historic Quebec. It was absolutely gorgeous. We did did we do a food tour there? Yes, we did a food tour. We did a history tour. Just absolutely lovely. We ended up with 3 nights in Quebec. And then the ship, the Brilliant Lady, was, I don't even know if it was 5 minutes from the hotel. It was so close to Old Quebec. So if you're going up there, definitely stay in Old Quebec, because your ship is either going to be at the port where we boarded, or even closer, like almost walkable from Old Quebec if you're on a smaller ship. So absolutely beautiful staying up there. And then the cruise, we'll talk a little bit more about the cruise, but I see we already have a question up here. Have we ever been on the MSC Grandiosa? You're going in December. We've only been on the seaside and the seashore. Yeah, the seaside and the seashore. The seaside is the original of the seaside class, and then the seashore is the larger sister. They have 2 larger sisters. So I can't speak specifically about the Grandiosa, but we have sent clients on the Meraviglia, which is a sister ship to the Grandiosa. You know, with MSC, you kind of have to be prepared for a little bit of everything. You know, the biggest knock on MSC is that you just never know what kind of service you're going to get, what kind of food you're going to get. It's it's a very inconsistent cruise line. I understand that World America, they've made a little bit more inroads, or maybe a little bit more efforts at evening that out. But on most of the ships, you're going to find that the service can be very up and down during your voyage, and the food, the included food, can be very up and down. Now, the specialty dining is quite good on MSC. I mean, I really enjoy the specialty dining that we've had on MSC, and we've enjoyed our time on the ship.
And doesn't that class of ship have the video screen down the promenade?
Yeah.
That looks cool.
Yeah,
the Grandiosa is the one coming to Port Canaveral, right?
It is.
Yeah,
They are
I want to try that one.
Absolutely beautiful ships. That's the thing about MSC. The ships are stunning, and the pools are deep. They have these really, really nice pools on those ships that are very, very deep. And like Rebecca said, you've got that grand promenade that has that video screen running all the way down, kind of like Las Vegas. So the ship itself is gorgeous. If they can get the, and by saying that things are inconsistent, when you go on a Carnival ship, when you go on Royal Caribbean, when you go on Norwegian, go on Princess Celebrity, you have a pretty much set expectation for what your service is going to be like and what the food is going to be like. Now, you understand that not everything is going to be perfect, but on MSC, it can just vary so wildly from day to day and from ship to ship and from cruise to cruise. You just never really know what you're going to get unless you're staying in the yacht club.
And for example, I had the spaghetti al olio on twice on the same cruise. Once it was absolutely amazing, and once it was kind of
Yeah, it was
the same
like
cruise.
the same cruise, same kitchen, same everything, and it's like I don't know, and it's especially disappointing for an Italian cruise line to mess up a very simple pasta dish.
It was just the first time it was amazing.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So you're going to have a great time on MSC. I know you are. MSC is a really fun cruise line. You just kind of have to kind of set your expectations of, I might get some good stuff. I might get some bad stuff. I'm not really sure what the service is going to be like, but you're going to have a great time. They make excellent coffee, excellent pizza on board the ship. So two guys in a ship. Hello, Terry. Hey, Mimi, how are you? It was wonderful meeting you as well. On the Brilliant Lady. We had a lovely group. We had a small group on the Brilliant Lady, but we had an absolutely lovely group on the Brilliant Lady. That was a 13-night voyage repositioning from Quebec all the way to Miami. One of the cool things they did, and I don't know how many people that were on board the ship even noticed they did this, when they pulled out of the slip in Quebec, instead of turning left and heading down the St. Lawrence River, they actually turned right and presented the ship to the city, which was actually kind of cool. They pulled up to about level with the Chateau Frontenac. They did a nice 180 spin and then took the ship out. So they just kind of presented the ship to the city of Quebec, which was actually kind of neat. And then we headed out on our voyage where we went to Halifax, Nova Scotia. We did St. John, New Brunswick. We were supposed to do Eastport, Maine. In fact, we were at Eastport, Maine, but that was a tender port. And the winds were already starting to kick up when we got there, and they just decided that they sent a boat in. They sent a tender boat in, and they just said this is not going to be safe. Plus, they knew that the winds were going to be kicking up even more as the day went on. And sure enough, by the time we left, the winds were really kicking up in Eastport, Maine. Now, the interesting thing about Eastport, Maine, the Custom and Border Patrol actually came on the ship, and they did the whole Custom and Border Patrol entry that we would typically have done, say, in Boston or Miami at the end of the cruise. We did it right on the ship. So that was kind of neat. So when we came into Miami at the end of the cruise, we just literally had to walk off. There was no Custom and Border Patrol because we had already done it on the ship. So that was different. That was interesting. But what Virgin Voyages did to make up for the fact that we couldn't go to Eastport, they gave us a second day in Boston. So that was kind of cool because the day after Eastport was supposed to be a sea day. Well, instead, because we left Eastport so early, we just made a straight shot for Boston. And we had 2 full days in Boston, which was awesome because, again, that allowed us to add some extra tours. We did the food tour. No, we had the food tour planned, but we did a history tour and we did a ghost tour.
Yeah.
That ghost tour was awesome. So the ghost tour in Montreal and the ghost tour in Boston, they were both awesome sauce. The ghost tour in Charleston, South Carolina, whatever company, we need to find out what company they used. I would recommend that company.
It was honestly,
it was terrible.
I think the worst tour we've ever done on any cruise.
Yeah.
Ever.
But you never know. You never know. So, and it was through Virgin Voyages, and it was their very first time in Charleston. So I immediately wrote to my reps and said, whoever that company was, don't hire them again.
Yeah, it was bad. It was like the most boring ghost tour ever.
What are you going to do?
I know.
But we had a fabulous food tour that morning, though.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh.
So much food. So much food. Full.
We did a food tour. It was like it was a company called Bulldog Tours. If you're going to Charleston, South Carolina, look up Bulldog Tours. It's the most food we've ever actually had on. Like we were having like we got an actual Egg Benedict. We got it like actual servings of stuff rather than here's like a sliver of the Egg Benedict. Here's like the whole thing.
Well, I think if you went to the restaurant, the full serving was actually
Yeah,
2
but still,
eggs,
we got the whole.
it was
Oh
a
my
lot.
God, it was
Once
a
you
lot of
added it
food.
with the other stuff we had.
So much
Yeah.
food. So, although the one in the North End on Boston, I definitely got pretty filled up on that one too.
Oh, yeah.
It was just a lot of food.
That was a lot of stops.
And that was probably the best food tour we've ever done, just because
Yeah.
the host was phenomenal.
He was
phenomenal.
adorable.
Yes, it was called the Secret Food Tour of the North End in Boston. Fabulous. Potato for $29. I love that. Do we only serve U.S. customers? We can only serve customers in North America and the Caribbean. So that does include Canada. We can serve clients up in Canada and in the Caribbean area. Outside of that, like if you're watching us from Europe, I have a great recommendation for somebody in Europe, if that's where you're writing from. But Kieran over there, we kind of just tag team. If he gets people from the U.S., he sends them to me. If I get people from Europe, I just send them over to Kieran. We don't work for the same agency. We've just become friends. And so we just send people back and forth. So yeah, so if you're in Europe, just let me know. And oh, you're in Asia. I don't have any connections in Asia. I'm sorry. But I'm only permitted to sell it. The only cruise line that I could sell to you would be Virgin Voyages. They're the only ones. Everybody else has these cross-border rules that do not allow me to sell to people who reside outside of North America or the Caribbean. So, yeah. Oh, by the way, before I forget, if you want to ask questions about Virgin Voyages, especially those of you watching on TikTok, you've got to use the letters VV. You cannot use the word virgin. It will get blocked. That's not me. That is TikTok doing it. So I'm sorry. I can't do that. So that's not me. And Terry said something. Terry, what did you say? You said, thank you for getting the owner's suite on Royal Caribbean. Well, I don't know that I did a whole lot on that one, but yay. I'm glad I could help. I hope you have an amazing time. I hope you have an amazing time. And the guide knew so much about food. Oh, history and the food in Charleston, right? That guide was amazing. That guide was absolutely amazing. Do I have access to trip insurance for Canadians? I do not. I cannot sell travel insurance to anyone outside of North America, the United States. However, if you go to insuremytrip.ca for Canada, that's a great website where you can compare trip insurance policies specifically for Canadians. So yeah, so I don't have access to it, but you can certainly check that out. Insure my trip, all one word, .ca for Canada. And then you can look it up. And for those of you watching North America, insuremytrip.com. Same site with additional policies. Now we use and we sell Allianz travel insurance because we find it to be amazing. I don't know if that's available in Canada, but that is the one that we use. So yeah. Sue and Bill, Gary Bembridge gave me a nice shout out on his latest video. Oh, that's very nice. I try to join his live streams, which literally happens right after mine. It starts at 12 noon Eastern time. And I usually try to join in on his live streams, and he does mention me from time to time. He's so gracious. Just one of the most lovely people that I've yet to meet in person. We've had video chats. We've had long video chats. Oh my God, he's just so lovely. Same thing with Tony and Jenny B. We're just so fortunate. And of course, you all know Steph. You've yet to meet Peter from Cruise RX, but all these lovely people that we have the extreme pleasure of partnering with and being friends with. That's the most important thing. These are people who are truly our friends. They're not just wow, yeah, they're just travel partners, so we're just sponsoring back. No, they're actually friends first. And we're also very proud that all of them approached us to be their partners. So speaking of which, Tony and Jenny B just had a phenomenal cruise. I saw Benny was on here, just had a phenomenal cruise. Now they got stuck in Boston for a couple of days. And I know Jenny was really longing for that casino that was not open because they were docked in Boston. But it sounds like all in all, it was an absolutely lovely cruise. I think there was about 56, 58 of you on that ship. And it sounds like y'all had a great time. Now we start preparing for April with over 225 of you coming on the Norwegian Jewel. I know Tony and Jenny B are very happy that we're going to be on the ship with them to help manage all of that. But that is the next one. So, hey, Aaron. Hi, Fred. How are you? Hi, Darla. Oh, I hope you're having a good drive to Atlanta. Bills fan, thank you very much. That Allianz is available in Canada. Thank you so much for chiming in. I appreciate that. Benny saying, yeah, just off the Enchanted Princess. What a great time with Jenny and Tony. Benny, I'm hoping that there's going to be some video of you singing karaoke. That would be awesome to see that. That was kind of a fun thing Tony did. Instead of like your standard Q&A session, this, that, or the other, he did a karaoke event for the last day. Now, it was supposed to be, basically 6 days of ports and then 1 day coming back. And then it turned into those 2 days, 2 or 3 days in Boston. So things got changed around. But that was the only day that we had something scheduled, was literally the last day. And from the pictures I saw, it looks like y'all had a great time with that. Absolutely loved it. It looks like you had so much fun. So I'm very glad that went well. I'm also happy to hear we arranged a bus for everybody from the hotel on the first day to take a whole bunch of y'all. I think there were about 40 people on that bus that went down. I'm glad that worked out well. So yeah, that's one of the things that we can do for y'all, by the way. We can order cars, we can order buses, we can set you up with groups, we can do so many things. But I'm just really, really glad that went so well. I'm looking forward. I'm hoping to talk to Tony and Jenny B this week, kind of debrief, see how everything went. But I know that's a beautiful, beautiful ship. The Enchanted Princess, the entire royal class from Princess are just beautiful, beautiful ships. We really enjoy those. But thank you, Sue and Phil, for letting me know about Gary Bembridge, giving me the shout out. Very kind. Gary. Gary's just one of those. I cannot wait. I really want to sail with him, and I hope Mark is with him when we do it, because I really want to meet Mark as well. But yeah, I'm really hoping we can get together with him. We're going to Europe in 27, but we're going to be nowhere near where he is. I mean, I don't know if I can convince Gary to come on our Christmas market cruise. That would be fun. He did look like he was doing a great trip. I can't remember if that was his mom or Mark's mom, but they were just, it looks like they just had the most lovely time, including they went to the Sphere to see the Wizard of Oz, and I guess Gary caught one of the apples that they dropped. So for the mom, so that was great. So yeah, I got a little bit of a cough, so I might cough from time to time, but it's after the cruise, I got a little bit of a cough, so I apologize for that. While we're waiting for some questions, folks, if you're new to this channel, again, we are Walter and Rebecca from Where's Walter Travel. We are independent travel agents. We book cruises, land, luxury, expedition. So while we're going to spend all this time talking about cruises, we do also book land tours, expeditions. I mean, National Geographic, Adventures by Disney, Colette, Globus tours. There's so many land partners that we work with as well. And then there's some trips that we put together. It's a combination of land and cruise, because cruising is amazing because you get to see so many places in one trip. But it's almost like a sampler, right? You don't get, sometimes you'll get like a full day, sometimes you'll get maybe 8 hours, maybe you get 2 days. But if you really, really want to see what the places are about, well, then you generally have to get on land and go through land. And so, I always say, take the cruise, see where you want to go, and then go back. Or some people will just put it together with a land tour all in one shot. How about transportation? Yes, we do transportation.
Well, as part of a trip, not as a standalone.
Absolutely, as part of a trip. So like some of the things, like we won't book a flight just as an independent thing. We don't just simply book transportation. It's all part of, like, if you book a cruise with us, yes, and absolutely, we'll take care of the hotel, the transportation, the flights, all that good stuff.
Whatever you need us to do.
Yeah, we do. Well, what I like to say is we do as much or as little. Robbie, other travel agencies assist with casino comps. Why don't we do the same? That's a great question, Robbie. The main reason is because there's no incentive for us to do so. The commissions because we don't get paid for our services. If we were charging you $150 or $250 for travel planning fees, then sure, we would totally do the casino comp. But number one, in Florida, we're not allowed to. Number two, we don't want to. We really don't want to charge for our services. So a typical casino booking for us might be $10 or $20 if we're lucky. Sometimes it's less than that. So there's really absolutely no incentive for us to assist with a casino comp. Just because, and not to be rude, but I mean, literally we're we're not making any money, and then we're spending time planning your travel, and it's just really not worth it for us to do the casino. So we have quite a few clients who do casino comps, and then they use us to book all the other, like we have that conversation, like, well, if you're just doing a casino comp, just book it directly. Because also for us as a travel agent working with the casino, so the casino is usually a third-party company with a lot of these. I think Carnival, it might be their own company, but for most of these folks, it is a third-party company. So dealing with them is a lot harder than dealing with the actual cruise line. So that's why we'd like to be upfront about it. You know, like I said, we have clients who will go ahead and book those casino comps. Just book it yourself directly. It's a lot easier for you to just go ahead and do that. So, Lucky, you loved the cruise you went on. Now your wife wants to visit 3 of the ports for a longer visit. That is absolutely the way it works a lot of times, where you go to a place, you're like, man, I really want to spend some more time here. And then you end up going back. So that's great. That's great. And there's multiple ways to do it. One, you can go ahead and plan it all yourself, or 2, there might be a tour that we can set you up on, or there may be a combination thereof. These land tour companies, there are a lot of options. It's a lot of people think as soon as I say land tour, they're like, oh, we're going to be on a bus, we're going to stop here, we're going to stop there. No, there's a lot of DIY, and not DIY, but the land tour package puts together the hotels for you. For example, like they're going to have the transportation between the hotels. You got the hotel set up, but then what you do once you get there is 100% up to you. And there are some folks who like that because they don't have to figure out, well, what hotel should we stay at? And they'll give you suggested ideas, but that's actually a land tour package where we can do the flights, we do the hotel, we do all the transfers and everything. But then what you actually do once you're there is 100% up to you, all the way up to fully guided. Your whole plan is made and ready to go. So yeah. So Jay, you're going on to Carnival Magic November 1. That sounds like a magical time. Awesome. James, are you cruise only, or can you help with a Spain trip? Like I was just saying, yeah, we do cruise, land, luxury, and expedition. So yes, we can do land trips. We can do all-inclusive resorts. We have, I don't know how many partners we have. I know we have over 50 cruise line partners, and I can think of at least a dozen land partners that I work with, but we have access to so many more. So yeah, so pretty much anything you want to do, we can absolutely assist with it. Now, if you get down into what I call like going down into the weeds a little bit, where it's like, okay, I want you to help me pick the hotel. I want you to help me pick every little tour that we're going to do in there. I have some colleagues who are better at that. We're better with like looking at some of our tour partners and working around that. Or if you just simply want us to pick the hotel and the flights and things like that. But if you want to help, if you need help, like drilling down to what everything, a little restaurant, everything, a little tour and all of that, that's kind of like a bespoke itinerary. We may be able to do it. And if not, there are over 5,000 colleagues of mine with KHM Travel Group. And I know there would be somebody in there. If you really want to get down deep and develop your own itinerary, we got some wonderful folks at KHM who will do that. So, yeah. Hi, Lady Knight. How are you? First time cruiser on the 4th of December. Well, welcome to the family. Cheers. Yeah, welcome to the family. The thing is, once you go on your first cruise ship, hopefully you pick the right ship. That is like the big thing with us and first time cruisers. We always need to make sure that we put you on the right ship and the right itinerary for your first cruise, so that you give yourself the best chance to really enjoy it. It'll be summer there, and where you're headed, do you still need to bring a jumper? I don't know. What do you think?
Here,
Rebecca?
and where
It's
we're
going to be
heading.
warm.
Jumper for most people who don't know, it's a sweater.
Yeah. Maybe in the evenings. I mean, sometimes in the evening, especially when the ship is moving.
I've never, but it depends on where you're going too. I mean,
well, if it's going to be summer there, they're going to be like Australia. I'm assuming like it's around Australia or something like that.
Yeah. So I guess it probably depends on, if you're in the southern kind of coast of Australia, you might not.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I would kind of search, do a Google search for average temperatures for December for wherever it
Yeah.
is exactly you're going.
Yeah, yeah. So what I would do is I would probably bring one because sometimes in the evening it can get a little cool, especially when the ship's moving, especially if the ship is really moving at speed. So
And I'm the wrong person to ask because I'm usually hot all the time.
yeah, she's hot all the time. I'm cold. What I usually do is I bring a long sleeve T-shirt a lot of times. Even in the summertime, I'll bring a long sleeve T-shirt because sometimes it just gets a little cool with the breeze when it's blowing out there. So yeah. What's the best homosexual cruise to go on? So gay-friendly cruises, LGBTQ plus. I hope I got all of them in there. Virgin Voyage is certainly a great cruise line. They're very open. They are very come as you are. Celebrity Cruises, I think, was kind of at the forefront of that even before Virgin came along. Those are two that I can think of right off the bat. Would be the feminine voice you hear. That's my wife in the background.
That's your other voice.
Yeah, that's my other voice, my wife.
I think almost all of the mainstream cruise lines and most of the kind of more luxury ones will have, LGBTQ plus meetups.
Yeah, they all have the meetup, but in terms of being like welcomed on the ship and an embracing community, certainly Virgin and Celebrity are two that come to mind off the bat. They're probably the two that kind of a thing. So I'm not even going to answer the second question. If you want to go ahead and mute them, you can. Sorry, I gave you one answer, and that's all I'm going to do with that. Let's see. Question, Benny. Is Virgin offering sailor loot anymore? Yeah, Virgin is offering sailor loot. It just depends. Depends on the sailing. It depends on the promotion that they're running. So absolutely, you can still get sailor loot. Of course, we've got some My Next Virgin Voyages that can give you up to $250 sailor loot as well. But it depends on Virgin is changing. Virgin is changing a lot of things with the promos. And sailor loot is one of those things that does pop up from time to time. I would keep an eye out. Who knows what Black Friday is coming quickly. Some people are already running Black Friday specials. Wow, we're backing up Black Friday now. It used to be we backed up Christmas.
Well,
now we're backing up Black Friday.
It was a Black Friday preview sale.
Well, no, Margaritaville Sea is running a full-on Black Friday sale right now. So there we go. So Virgin Voyages is offering sailor loot. They're offering all kinds of different ideas. Benny, I think your legal address is in New York. They've got a Northeast resident rate running right now. That's really, really good. However, it runs as the base fare. So that means you don't get access to the dining reservation until 15 days out, which is kind of silly because there's not going to be any dining reservations 15 days out unless they open more. So
yeah.
Tim, you're counting down the days for your cruise that leaves January 17th. Yay! Nothing like counting down the days. Wow. By the way, I want to run through. I see I've got a question about becoming a travel agent. I'll be glad to answer that in a minute. But I do want to run down a few of our group cruises just to remind y'all because we've got a whole bunch of group cruises coming up. And let me just run through these real quick, and then I'll get back to your question. I see we got a question about World America, and we got a question about becoming a travel agent. I'm more than happy to answer those. Let me just run through a couple of our group cruises because we've got some really nice ones going right now. With the big one being our Christmas Markets River Cruise. I'll get that out eventually. In December of 2027. Now, this one's already pretty big. We have over 1/3 of the ship already because these ships only hold about 140, 150 people. We've got 52, 54 people already booked on this cruise. And we purposely set this up. This is December 7th through the 14th, 2027 on the, I still have to update that graphic. So Christmas time on the Rhine on Avalon Waterways, December 7th through the 14th, 2027. We picked this date for two reasons. Number one, you get 2 years to pay this off. Final payment is not due until September of 2027. You have 2 full years to pay it off. Second reason we picked these dates, it allows you to be home for Thanksgiving and it allows you to be home for Christmas. So you don't miss either of the major U.S. holidays, and then you can do some Christmas shopping while you're over there, right? Bring Christmas gifts back. We're going to start in Basel, Switzerland. We go to Breisach, Kiel, which will be for Strasbourg, Ludwigshafen, Rudesheim, Cologne, Mainz, and then we end up in Frankfurt, Germany. So with Basel, Switzerland to Frankfurt, Germany, we're going northbound. Now that graphic, if you're watching me on YouTube, LinkedIn, or Facebook, is actually wrong. It is $400 per person savings, period, until we run out of staterooms. So it is for a couple in a stateroom is an $800 savings over what you're seeing currently advertised on Avalon's website. Well, it is about $500 less than what you're seeing advertised, but then the prepaid gratuities are included, so that's another $300. So it's an $800 savings total for 2 people in a stateroom. You can go to our website. Anything that I'm going to tell you right now with our group cruises, you can simply go to our website, where'swaltertravel.com, and click on group cruises. All of our group cruises that are available are right there. But this is, again, Christmas time on the Rhine, December 7th through the 14th, 2027. Going to be an amazing group cruise. Coming up, let's see, coming up this Christmas, we're going to be on the Cunard Queen Elizabeth. In fact, we saw her. The Brilliant Lady and the Queen Elizabeth came in on the same day to Miami. First time to Miami. They both came in on the same morning. We looked out and Queen Elizabeth was sliding by us as we were coming into the port. It was so cool. But this December 18th through the 30th this year, we're going to spend Christmas on the Cunard Queen Elizabeth. This is what's called a distinctive voyage. So if you book through me, you will actually get a distinctive voyage host, or basically a concierge. So that'll be me for the voyage, a welcome cocktail, welcome reception, and you get a shore excursion in St. Lucia. This is 12 days Southern Caribbean, Miami, San Juan, Antigua, St. Lucia, Barbados, St. Martin, and Tortola. That is going to be that particular voyage. So reach out. I mean, it is coming up this Christmas. Oh, lady night, yes, go to bed. If it's 2 a.m., go to bed. Thanks for tuning in, though. It's one of the things I love about this show is that we can talk to people all over the world. It's just so much fun. In October of 2026, if you want to go to Italy, we have a lovely 10-night Best of Italy and Croatia cruise coming up on the Celebrity Constellation. We're going to start in Ravenna. We go to Split, Dubrovnik, Kotor, Messina, Salerno, Portofino, La Spezia, and Civitavecchia, which will be your gateway to Rome. So Ravenna is essentially Venice. It's about 3.5 hours outside of Venice. And then you kind of come around to Rome. Then the very next cruise, if you want to stay on the ship, which is what Rebecca and I are going to do, is a transatlantic crossing to San Juan on the same ship. So it's 15 days. So there's 25 days total. I think we have 2 couples who are doing the total trip with us, the full 25 days. So that is also available. If you'd like to go to Hawaii, we're going to Hawaii in February. This coming February, 2026, we'll be on the Emerald Princess sailing round trip from Los Angeles. We will go to Honolulu, Hilo, Kahului, Kauai, and Ensenada. So it's 5 days to Hawaii, 5 days back. So it's 10 days of sea days, which should be a lot of fun, just hanging out on the ship. So again, February 4th through the 20th of 2026. So this coming February, we're going to be on that. Of course, in April, we got the big La Lida Loca Triangle cruise. It's going to be the very first cruise out of Philadelphia in something like 20 years. We got around 225 people on this particular ship already. April 16th through the 23rd of 2026. Norwegian Jewel, we leave Philadelphia. We overnight in Bermuda. Then we go to Charleston again. And we're actually looking forward to going back to Charleston. Such a great port. I mean, you come off the ship and it's right there. Right there. So April 16th through the 23rd, 2026 with Tony and Jenny B. And then what else have I got? Nope, we're not doing that one. That one's already sailed. So there you go. So those are the group cruises. We do have another one on Holland America in February 27, but I don't have the information in front of me. So those are all the group cruises. If you want to join us on any, I hope you do, because we love being able to see you guys like in person. It's so much fun. So yeah, so those are all the group cruises. Where's WalterTravel.com, group cruises. Just click that banner. Everything I just told you, it's right there. And in some cases, like on the Christmas cruise, all the pricing is right there as well. So thank you for that. Okay, so Ace asks, how did you get started being a travel agent and deciding on which host agency? I've done a couple of TikToks, and I think I've even done a YouTube video on it. So I'll give you the short answer here. I'm always happy to talk about it as well. If you want to set up an appointment, I'm always happy to talk to you further about it. But the short story on how I became a travel agent is because I kind of got pushed out of the creative industry after 32 years. I got pushed. I was laid off a couple of times and I couldn't get a job because apparently once you turn 52, 53 years old, you don't know anything about video production or marketing. I had a very successful creative career, multiple Emmy Awards, Peabody Awards, all of that, ran my own creative agencies. Met a travel agent on the Scarlet Lady, our very first Scarlet Lady cruise, explained to me the whole host agency thing. My first host agency was a very, very large one. It was not a good fit for me, so I switched over to a company called KHM Travel Group. They're based in Brunswick, Ohio, which is basically Cleveland, Ohio. And there's about 5,200 of us, I think, in there. And it was the family atmosphere, the family support. They have a tremendous support program up there. They got a great education program. They got a great support program. And the representatives that we work with compared to the first host that I was with are just phenomenal. They're just some of the best people. They really connect with us and they really want to help us grow our businesses. So that's the short answer on how I became a travel agent. But if you'd like to, you can go to where'swaltertravel.com, click on contact us. You can set up an appointment and you can just kind of put in there, I'd like to talk to you about travel agent. I'll be more than happy to talk to you about how I got started and how we chose KHM. So yeah. Great question. Thank you for asking. Dave man, have we been on World America? We haven't been on the World America, but we've sent clients on the World America. We've been on the seaside and the seashore and enjoyed both of those ships. I mean, you got to understand things. But one of my clients in particular, John, he stayed in the yacht club on MSC and he said it's one of the best cruises he's ever been on. So yacht club on MSC is a completely different experience than everything else. But universally, I've been hearing the best reviews and the best comments for the World America from the North American audience, which makes sense because that ship was developed specifically for the North American audience. So, we are going on that ship. We just don't know when. Maybe we should look at the schedule. Nah, that'll be too much. I was going to say before the Queen Elizabeth, but that'll be too much. So good night, Lady Night, if you're still there. Oh, and you heard people a little upset about the rooms about Carnival Mardi Gras once you came back from dry dock. I don't know. I haven't read anything about that. I honestly don't know. I have not read much about it. I'm trying to think, do we have anybody on that crossing? I could swear we had somebody, they were either booked on that crossing and then changed it, or I could swear we had somebody on that crossing. I'll have to go back and look, but I haven't read anything in particular. No, sorry. Don, you're going to be on the Jewel. Yes, Jewel of the Seas, April 16th to the 23rd, less than 6 months ago. I know. We need to sign up for our land tours. For those of you who are coming on that, if you don't know, we're planning to do. A lot of us are arriving on Monday, so the cruise goes out on Thursday. And we're arriving on Monday, so we're going to spend 2 days doing land tours or just exploring Philadelphia on your own. But we have a local tour company that is giving 10% off to everybody who has booked the cruise. So I know I sent an email out. So if you didn't get it, hopefully you got it. But I sent an email out. So there's a local tour company. We picked a couple, like a food tour and a history tour, if everybody kind of wants to go out as a group. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Hey, Silver Librarian, how are you? Good to see you. Thanks so much for jumping on. Can I recap the transatlantic 25-day you're staying on? Absolutely, I can do that. That is the Celebrity Constellation sailing October 23rd through November 2nd. That's going to be a best of Italy and Croatia. That's our group cruise. And then immediately after that, the ship is going to do a transatlantic, which will go from Civitavecchia over to San Juan. We're still going to have to fly home from San Juan, but at least we don't have to do the long flight home like we'll have to do the long flight there. But that's it. It's the Celebrity Constellation. She's a lovely ship. I like over in the Mediterranean, I like smaller ships. So she is plus or minus 2,000. So it's really, really beautiful. It's going to be a beautiful ship there. Ace, I'm glad that was helpful for you. But yeah, so that is the quick recap of that. Dave, man, you're leaving on Saturday after a huge mix-up on the sold-out Seashore. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Well, hey, World America's an upgrade.
Yeah, World America would be an upgrade over the Seashore for sure. WT, what do we think about a Christmas and a New Year's cruise? We've actually done it 2 years in a row. We did the Oceana Serena, I guess 2 years ago. Last year, we did the Azamara Journey. And this year, we were not planning to be at sea for Christmas, but I got a host assignment on the Cunard Queen Elizabeth for Christmas this year. I really enjoy it, especially New Year's. Because, New Year's is just one of those things where, you would love to go to a party, you'd love to go out, but then I'm always concerned about driving home after that, because, a lot of people drink too much, right, on New Year's Eve. And I'm always a little concerned about, I don't want to be driving home at 2 a.m. and I don't really know who else is out there on the road. So I really love New Year's Eve, especially. I love Thanksgiving. I love New Year's, and I'm growing to love Christmas. I never thought I would want to be at sea at Christmas, but it's really a lot of fun. I mean, the ships are decorated up, especially Oceana. Oh my God, they had cookies out every day. And not just cookies, 12 different kinds of cookies out there.
The table just full of cookies.
And it was great too, because it was the whole gingerbread display, and then they had the cookies sitting on the gingerbread display. It was lovely. So it's a lot of fun being there, being out at Christmas. The thing I love about Thanksgiving is that there's no pressure on that turkey. There's always a lot of pressure on that turkey's got to come out just right. It's got to be right. Everything's got to come out all exactly. And there's always there's usually a fight in the kitchen because there's just so much stress over that turkey. So I really like being at sea for Thanksgiving. And I absolutely love being at sea for New Year's Eve. And if you're going to be at sea for New Year's, you might as well be out there for Christmas. So yeah, I really enjoy it. And there are still a lot of good deals to be had, like that Cunard Queen Elizabeth. There's still a lot of space on that ship, and it's still a very, very good rate. So it's just kind of nice. You're out there. Obviously, you're not going to wake up with the family. You're not going to wake up with the family at home, but maybe the whole family comes on the ship. It's kind of cute, on Christmas morning. A lot of people come out in their pajamas and go to the buffet in their pajamas. It's really cute. So yeah, I think it's really great. If you want to talk about it, just reach out. We'd be more than happy to help you out. Again, I'll remind everybody, since we're there, we are your personal travel agent, travel agency. Where's Walter Travel? Our services truly are 100% free to you. We don't charge any fees for our services at all. So if we can help you in any way, just reach out. Where's WalterTravel.com, or wherever you're watching us, there are going to be links to contact me. You do have to set up an appointment the very first time, because I do need to talk to you. I need to find out about you, your background, what you're looking for in the particular vacation, because we do truly pick the ship and the itinerary specifically for your needs. We don't just simply, what's the best deal coming through, what's going to make it the highest commission, any of that crap. We want to pick the best vacation for you. So the first thing you have to do, you do have to set up an appointment. I give you a call, and that gets the whole process started. So yeah. So Big Bob, you got 21 days until the inaugural cruise of the MSC Seascape out of Galveston. Nice. And you're in the yacht club. That's going to be awesome. Molly's mom, you just booked something? Oh, you just booked the same Alaska cruise you went on for next August. Wow. And the price literally doubled. Yes. Prices go up in Alaska very, very quickly. So Darren, how old is the Queen Elizabeth? Because it got excellent reviews from the Miami itinerary on the news. I don't even know what the age of the Queen Elizabeth is. I can tell you that Cunard, it's hard to tell sometimes, because Cunard really keeps those ships up.
She was beautiful.
Oh my God. When we saw her the other day, I was like, wow, she is absolutely gorgeous. So I don't know the exact year.
Trying to find it,
but so Rebecca's looking for it right
now.
Of course,
I just searched Queen Elizabeth, and I came up with the actual.
Maybe you should look up Cunard Queen Elizabeth.
That's why I had to change it.
You think she's a travel advisor or travel?
Oh, she was just refurbished in March of 2025.
Well, there you go. So I think we actually looked that up and saw that. Yeah. So she literally just got a whole refurbishment in March. So she's basically new again. She's beautiful. Oh my gosh, she was absolutely beautiful. I'm like so stoked to be going on this cruise now after seeing her right there. She was like, we were literally ships passing in the night, literally ship passing in the night.
Her
So-
maiden voyage was October of 2010.
There you go. There you go. So
But like I said, just literally
yeah, Darren, you should
earlier this
come,
year
man.
refurbished.
That would be a lot of fun to have you on board the ship. You should come. I know it's not Virgin Voyages, but you should come. It's another British line. Hey, Lucas, how are you? Darla, what other excursion ideas for the Caribbean besides snorkeling and food? Well, I mean, there's a lot of extreme stuff that you can do. Like that's where I did the mud buggies. You know, there's all those like ATV things, horse riding, a ton of history. My gosh, if you're a history freak, ton of history. I know you mentioned snorkeling, but there's also diving. There's a lot of great diving in the Caribbean as well. But yeah, predominantly it's going to be history. It's going to be things based on the water.
I've seen horseback riding on the beach sometimes.
Yeah, horseback riding on the beach. There's some really, you know, depending on the island you're going to, like we went to a bee farm or bee something or other.
Oh yeah,
in St. Lucia.
Mhm.
That was interesting. That was really interesting. So,
We did whale watching in Dominica.
That's true. That's right. We did whale watching in Dominica. That was super cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
They weren't the big whales, but
they were coming right up to us. So that was cool. That was super cool. And you know, one of our fabulous clients turned us on to a site called Get Your Guide. Now, the thing about them is they do not have a guaranteed like return to ship kind of thing. So we've been booking
some
them.
of the vendors do not, but not most.
Not
of
everybody.
Them. So
Because it is all independent companies. But we started using them quite a bit on this last trip. We were in Montreal and Quebec and Boston and Charleston. We used quite a few of their tours, and they're great vendors. Great vendors. So yeah. So that's some of the idea. If anybody else has an idea for the Caribbean, let me know. WT, your name is Walter too. That's awesome. You're going on a breakaway. Oh, so you're going on a breakaway for Christmas. That should be a lot of fun. I mean, it's going to be a lot of kids. You know, that's the thing about the breakaway. It's going to be a lot of kids running around on there, but that should be a lot of fun. I'm sure Santa's going to make an appearance. I have a picture on Santa's lap from the Oceana Serena. That was a lot of fun. You know, it's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to have a great time. Lucas, you going on your first Halloween cruise? That's going to be killer. You know, we did we did Halloween on Disney. Holy crap, those people! Wow.
although it wasn't actually it was September, but
Yeah, but it was
they
a Halloween cruise.
celebrated,
It was crazy. I swear the costumes were like better than some of the movies. They were just unbelievable.
Yeah, some of these
Unbelievable.
people had to have driven because there's no way, like some of these
Yeah.
costumes would have taken up a whole piece of luggage by themselves.
Yeah. So, Lara, you usually book directly through the cruise line. What's the advantage of booking with us? That's a great question. And we do get that quite often. Well, number one, there's no extra charges for our services. Number two, you're already paying our commission when you book through the cruise line. They just keep it. So your rate cannot be any higher than what you're already paying through the cruise line. If anything, our rates could be lower if we have group rates. Sometimes we have incentives with the cruise line, such as Norwegian. Every so often we get free prepaid gratuities. We might get some extra onboard credit. There may be something that we can offer as a travel agency, such as some onboard credit, maybe some gifts, things like that as well. But I think the absolute biggest advantage is that we are your advocate. We don't work for the cruise lines. Our job is not to sell you on that cruise line. Our job is to present the best vacation that you can take, and whether it's the cruise line that you were thinking of, or maybe it's a different cruise line, maybe it's a land tour, maybe it's not even something you thought of at all. But our job is to make sure that you get the absolute best vacation, and you have one point of contact no matter which cruise line you want to book. And the biggest advantage is when things go sideways. When things go sideways, we can't always get resolutions, but we can very often get resolutions at a point where you're not going to with the cruise line. Because at some point the cruise line kind of throws up their hands and just said, no, we're just not going to deal with you anymore. There's nothing we can do. Whereas, I have Tamika, I have Kathy, I have Whitney, I have Brett, I have actual reps that I develop relationships with at all of these cruise lines. And if I can't get the resolution that we're looking for, I will then reach out and say, here's the situation. Is there something that you can do? And I would say at least half the time, there are things that they're able to do and to get resolutions for that we can't get just going straight through, you know, the regular phone lines and the regular agents on there. So I think being an advocate in your corner when things go sideways, just because of the relationship that we have built with so many of these cruise lines. I mean, I know these people really well. I go to events, I get to hang out, spend time with them, and we try to talk not just when things go wrong. So I try to develop the relationships with them. So those are some of the things, you know, cruise lines don't have access to the promos that we have. We have access to every single promo that the cruise line does, but the cruise line does not have access to special deals that are made specifically with Travel Leaders Network or KHM Travel Group, or maybe we have a group rate or something like that. They do not have access to any of that, whereas we may. So you know, sometimes you're going to get a better rate. Sometimes you're going to get some onboard credit. Sometimes it may just be, you know, the peace of mind knowing that you're working with one person instead of relying on, you know, one of the things, especially if you call the cruise line, they're very good at making you book. That is their job. Do not let you hang up the phone. Do not, you know, let you get away. We need to get you to book. And our job is just, let's find you the right vacation. And that's really it. And to me, it doesn't matter which cruise line I book you on, just so long as we're booking you on something that's going to give you a great vacation. That's a very long answer, I know.
And frankly, the phone lines that travel agents call generally,
yes,
not always, but generally have a, you know, better representatives that you're reaching versus the
Yes.
1-800 number from the cruise line.
yes,
It's very up and down whether you're going to get someone useful or less than useful.
yeah. In general, they staff the travel agent phone lines with people who are in general better. Not always, but in general, we get better service. So yeah. Lori, I don't see what you're asking. I see you say something about Celebrity Summit, local port, 5 nights. Can I ask? And then it disappeared. Or do I need to hit something? No. Sorry. If there's a question there, Lori, I'll be happy to answer it. Warren, what perks have we offered in the past for Region? I don't know specifically for Region. I know at one point we did have some sort of onboard credit offer. We've had an air offer. And there's multiple offers that we've had in the past. I don't know anything specific. Certainly we do onboard credit. Are we able to do onboard credit with them?
I can't remember. I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
The luxury lines can often make it much more difficult for us to add things
Correct.
than the mainstream lines. But
So-
I believe Region is one of the ones, because I did just order that anniversary package.
True. Yeah.
On the
Oh, yeah.
cruise
We ordered
recently.
a lovely anniversary package for one of our clients. They were so happy when they got on board. But yeah, I mean, specifics, I couldn't tell you, but Region is one of our growing brands. Regent, Silversea, Azamara, Oceana, and Explora. They're all, especially Explora, is growing so quickly with us, for sure. So let's see. Oh, Aura, thank you so much for the kind words. Yes, absolutely. Walter speaks the truth. Whereas Walter Travel is amazing. Oh, you're very kind. You're very kind to say that. Thank you so much. Trust me, go through a travel agent. I just learned a great lesson. You know, and I'm not saying all travel agents are great. Look, there's over 200,000 of us here in the U.S. So there's some bad apples out there, and there's some people who are just not going to lift a finger. We were just talking about it actually on The Brilliant Lady with some folks who were just like, yeah, it's like I paid them the deposit and then never heard a thing from them ever again. And it's like, that's not how we work. You know, when you book with us, we're now with you until you come home. That's what I always tell all my clients. You know, now that you're booked, we're with you until you come home. And what that means is you can always set up an appointment. You can send me emails any single time. We can schedule phone calls. We can talk about literally anything. You want to talk about the room. You want to talk about the excursions. You want to talk about the dining rooms. You want to talk about anything at all. And then we can help you with the flights, with the hotels, most of our clients book their own flights because y'all are using points, or you've got these, great relationship with the airlines. So most of my clients, I would say we probably only book about 25% of the flights anymore. We really don't book a lot of flights. Most of the clients will do that directly. But we book a lot of hotels. We book a lot of transfers. We help with the tours, before and after, things like that. But we are truly with you until you come home. And I think that's how it should be. And I know some are not quite like that. Some travel agents will look at the commissions and they try to push you onto certain things to get more. I mean, yeah, you don't get as much commission with Carnival as you do with, say, Regent Seven Seas. That's a very obvious thing, right? You pay more for Regent than you do on Carnival, but we don't care. We're going to give you the same service on Carnival that we give to our Regent clients because for me it's fun. For me, it's a lot of fun.
Just as a side note, if you ever reach out to Walter and say 48 hours goes by and he hasn't responded, reach out again because it's possible that your email may have gotten lost in the shuffle.
Here's the problem.
Or your text or whatever.
Yeah, here's the problem with working with so many great partners. I get over 100, sometimes 150 emails a day. And so sometimes, even though a lot of them are, we've got them filtered and all that kind of stuff, sometimes, your email might get missed. So if I don't respond to you within 48 hours, please ping me again and just say, hey, Walt, I wrote to you. Can you please give me an answer? Yes, absolutely. Are we in Florida? Yeah, we're in Orlando. This is beautiful Orlando sunshine behind us. Anything
very low humidity now. It's nice.
I know, it's beautiful. We came back. It was really humid when we left, and now we're back, and it's just beautiful. Anything going out from New York City? Yeah, there's ships going out from New York City.
Not all year round.
Not all year round, but yeah, there's ships going out. Well, actually, yeah, Bayonne. They go out all year round from Bayonne. So yeah. So you've got what? You got Royal Caribbean, you got Norwegian, you got Carnival, you got Princess, you got Cunard. Just depends on the time of year that you're talking about and where you want to go. So yeah. So it would be great to meet you, Lucas. Yeah. And I always tell people, if you see me on a ship, by all means, stop by, say hello. Sometimes I get these notes after the cruise is over. It's like, hey, I saw you, but I didn't want to bother. Yeah, just come on over, say hello. Definitely come over, say hello. I love meeting everybody in person. So yeah. Do we do bookings? Yeah, yes, we do. We have booked somewhere close to 2,000 cruises in the past 3 years. 2,000 trips, not 2,000 cruises, but close to 2,000 trips in the past 3 years. We are so close to our 3-year anniversary is going to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Wednesday will be our 3-year anniversary. How about that, everybody?
Maybe 3 years. We'll have to go out to dinner.
Yeah, that's right. Her mom's going to be here. Yay! My mother-in-law is going to be here tonight. So yeah, maybe Wednesday night we will go out for a celebratory dinner. Maybe see if maybe we should invite Corey and Mindy. Why not? If y'all are watching, you're invited to dinner on Wednesday night. We'll go meet somewhere. We'll take your mom to Disney World.
No, we won't.
She would love that.
No, she wouldn't.
But yes, we do bookings. We book cruises, land tours, luxury, hotels, flights, you name it. We do everything. So, yeah. Hey, Bill, how are you? 59 days until your South America and Antarctic cruise. That's going to be awesome. They're on a Holland America, South America, and Antarctica cruise. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be so much fun. Oh my God, I love those. So Annette, thank you. Kathy, thank you on the upcoming anniversary. I know 3 years. 3 years. Corey just texted me and said he's coming to dinner. So too late now. Corey's coming.
Have to figure out where to go.
I know. The world's largest McDonald's is in downtown Orlando. We haven't been there yet.
You know what? I've always wanted to try Haleo. We've
see if you can get a reservation.
Okay.
Go for it. Haleo in Disney Springs, maybe. All right, let's go for it. But now I've lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, so 3 years. 3 years, folks, of doing this. We are very fortunate to so there's 5,200, 5,300 agents in KHM Travel Group. We're currently inside the top 10 of those travel agents. We're a top 100 sales agent for Virgin Voyages 2 years in a row. I think we're going to be it for the 3rd year. We're going to know at the end of this month. Yeah.
Well, I don't know what size party.
We've been so blessed with you all, trusting us to, trusting us with your trips, with your travel. We're just very honored to be a part of all of your lives. I mean, it's so cool to do what we do, and to have you all supporting us is awesome. And now we're growing. You heard me mention Corey and Mindy. We have 2 associate agents now. Corey had a fantastic live event yesterday, so now we're growing, and we're expanding. We're expanding. So thank you all for allowing us to grow to this point within 3 years. It's been insane. It's been an insane ride, but a really, really fun ride. So, and it's just so great to do that. I don't even know how many live streams we're up to. We're well over 400 live streams between Thursday night and Sundays. And I'm working on really getting the lineup down for Thursday nights now. I got to start getting more people back on Thursday nights. So, Rick, you're tired of Nassau, looking for new things to do. What do I know about Blue Lagoon? Worth the money? I don't know anything about Blue Lagoon. Has anybody been to Blue Lagoon who is watching? Do you think it's worth the money down in Nassau to go over there? I honestly don't know much about it. I can tell you that Stephanie one time went over to the Margaritaville water park and she loved it. She thought it was a blast. I think it's walkable from the port. And Nassau is very often, we stay on the ship. I'm looking forward to going down there when Royal Caribbean has that Royal Beach Club open. I will be paying the money to go over there because it does look beautiful. So, but has anybody been to the Blue Lagoon in Nassau? Do you think it's worth it? Here comes my ride. 41 days till the Jubilee. I would like to go on the Carnival Jubilee. I love that Carnival is tweaking the ship a little bit, with each version that comes out. I'm very intrigued by this Ace ship, and I'm sure you all may have seen the news that MSC claims they're going to be building the biggest ship out there, even bigger than the Icon of the Seas. I guess they just want the bragging rights for the biggest ship in the world. So if you look at the World America, it is very much a ripoff of the Oasis of the Seas. When you look at, the what's in it and the design of it and all that good stuff. It's going to be interesting to see if whatever the big ship is basically looks like the Icon. It's going to be really funny. Rosie, thank you. I think it says Rosie. You've been to Blue Lagoon. It was worth the money for you. Did the sea lion encounter great? Thank you for that. Thank you. Going on Royal Caribbean first week in December in Cape Canaveral. Nice. And you're going for a few days before. Any places to go in Cape Canaveral? So you're going to Cocoa Beach is where you're going. I can tell you there are 2 great Italian joints there that we'd love. So Cocoa Beach is a lot of fun. Cocoa Beach is kind of like a throwback. It's kind of a laid back area. Certainly the biggest recommendation I can give you is the Kennedy Space Center. I mean, it's fun. If you are any kind of a space or science or air geek at all, like I'm a total geek. I've been there, I think 3 times now. It is fabulous. And one of my favorite things to do is to go out to the Saturn V building, and you truly appreciate like the size of these darn things. The other highlight for me is the space shuttle exhibit. The way that they do that whole exhibit is phenomenal. So that's certainly something to do, is Kennedy Space Center. But there's 2 great restaurants. There is Zarella's Wood Fired. That's actually a friend of mine's son runs that. That is a phenomenal Italian restaurant. Zarella's with a Z. Zarella's Wood Fired. And then Papa Vito's is another Italian joint, predominantly pizza. This is a Boston area family. And when you walk in, it is like the New England Patriots, the Boston Red Sox, and all of the 2 great Italian joints there that are really good. You also have, you got to do gator golf. That's miniature golf with real live alligators, which is a lot of fun down there. And then there's a lot of your popular water sports and things like that to do. And of course, you got Cocoa Beach, which is beautiful. If the timing's right, you might get to see a rocket launch. So Cocoa Beach is a great little spot to hang out. You're going to have a lot of fun. So Darla, can I book a hotel and an airline with your loyalty number? As far as I know, I can. Now with the hotels, if I'm booking it direct with the hotel, we use a third-party service for most of the flights and the hotels. But some hotel chains I can book directly through them. So yeah, usually, Darla, we can do that. Usually, I won't say 100% of the time, but usually, can we book a hotel and airline with the loyalty number? Usually, yes, we can. What is my next cruise and where? Well, it was going to be the Cunard Queen Elizabeth, December 18th through the 30th. That's our Christmas cruise. But Margaritaville invited me to a seminar at sea. So I'm going to be running down to Tampa for 4 days, November 14th through the 18th, for a couple of days of training with Margaritaville. So they invited me to come down and do a seminar at sea with them. And my roomie is coming with me. Stephanie's
and
coming.
all her friends.
Oh my gosh, she says she's got 12 more Labubus. So I don't know if all, I guess 19, 20 Labubus are coming with us, but we're going to be doing more stuff. Stephanie said she was actually looking to get away for a couple of days around that time anyway. So we're going to be roomies again. So yeah, I'll be on the Margaritaville Islander November 14th to the 18th, and then we'll be on the Cunard Queen Elizabeth from December 18th through the 30th. So yeah. So you should have a lot of fun there. Just go on down there and enjoy Cape Canaveral, Cocoa Beach. Cocoa Beach is a lot of fun. So I really like it over there. Yeah. But yeah, no, you should definitely have a lot of fun down there. So let me see what else we got going on. Oh, what was that thing that you said? Oh yeah, we were talking about, will I go live? I probably will go live from the Margaritaville ship, just because I'm going to have, we're going to have the vice president of sales and my rep will both be on there. So I'll probably do a live stream with the two of them one of the evenings for sure. I might even go live. So Tampa has one of the best sailaways out there, or I'd like the sailaway. It takes about 2.5 hours to get to the bridge. So it's this really slow, meandering sailaway. So when you push off from the pier, like in Miami, you push off, or Cape Canaveral or Fort Lauderdale, you push off and you're pretty much in the ocean, like within 10 minutes. But with Tampa, it takes a good 2.5 hours to get to the bridge before you're even approaching the ocean. So you're like really in Tampa Bay the whole time. So it's really cool. Will they have a rocket launch at Kennedy Space Center? Yeah, so if you go to the Kennedy Space Center's website, they have a schedule of the rocket launches. And of course, rocket launches can be scrubbed, but they will have a schedule of the rocket launches. You can pay if you want to be like, they have these grandstands that are the closest. I think they're 2 miles away. So you can pay to stay at those grandstands, or if you know there's a rocket launch coming, you can literally just be out on Cocoa Beach and just look in the direction of Kennedy Space Center and you will see the rocket take off. If you're super lucky, like Stephanie was, she was on the Carnival Mardi Gras sailing away when the rocket took off. Like, that is the best seat in the house, because you're like 15 stories up looking down on the launch pad. I mean, that is like the ultimate sail away from Port Canaveral if you get a rocket launch as you're sailing away. Absolutely unbelievable. So yeah. And Kathy said the bridge leaving Tampa is beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful, and it really looks like the funnel is going to get chopped off when you go underneath it. It's so cool. So, but the rocket launch to watch is absolutely free. There's just certain, like, there's this one grandstand that's the absolute closest that is a charge if you want to sit there. I would love to sit there one day, because it is just so close, just an unobstructed view looking straight down at the launch pad. So yeah, it is absolutely amazing. Oh, Sue and Phil said there's one at 1:30 this afternoon. So when they take off at night, I can see them. During the day, I can't, but we're like 1 hour away from Cape Canaveral. And if I stand in my backyard and look towards my front yard, it takes about 30 seconds. It's kind of cool. Like, I'll watch the rocket launch, and then about 30 seconds, 45 seconds later, I see it coming up over the horizon. It's super cool. Super cool. So, user 171, you booked Utopia next year. Do I know roughly the cost of the drink package for the ultimate weekend? Well, here's the thing about Royal Caribbean. That is dynamic pricing. So that price will go up and down literally day to day, sometimes week to week.
And I believe they usually charge slightly more for the shorter cruises.
They
than
do
they
charge
the-
more for the shorter cruises. That's why they're doing these 3s and 4s. They make so much more money in 1 week doing a 3 and a 4 night cruise versus a 7-night cruise. They really do. So what you want to do, but here's the thing about the drink package. You can book it and cancel it as many times as you want. You know, like if you book it today, that price goes down tomorrow, you cancel it and you rebook it. Now, Black Friday is coming. Black Friday is usually when they have the best deals on the drink packages, the shore excursion, things like that, the amenities. The cruises, not so much. I mean, it's a lot of the same promotion with fun words that makes it sound like it's something new, but it's still basically the same thing. But as Rebecca always says, you always have to look at the bottom line. How much is the actual drink package? So let's say the drink package is $100 a day today, and it's 50% off. So tomorrow you see, oh my God, it's 75% off. And what Royal Caribbean wants you to do is they want you to look at that 75% off. They don't want you to notice that the drink package is now $102 per day. How did that happen? They just simply raised the base price and then took 75% off. And you're actually paying more today than you did yesterday when it was 50% off. And that's just a game they play. That's just a game they play, especially when it goes from like 60 to 70 or 70 to 80. You always have to track the actual dollar amount. How much am I actually paying for the package today versus yesterday? So Rebecca will do a thing where she'll track it. And like I said, because the drink package you can cancel, you just go ahead and book it today, whatever it is. And then just
Well, if it's
track
a
it.
price that makes sense for you.
Yeah, but if it's a price that makes, because you got to do the math. You know, those drink packages require you sometimes to do as many as like 10, 12 drinks, like usually at least 7 drinks just to break even every single day. And of course, that can be coffee and sodas and mocktails. It doesn't just have to be the alcohol.
And both people in the cab, all the adults in the cabin will
Must
have to
have
get the
to get
same drink package.
Yeah. So
Well, alcoholic drink package.
my guess is that probably about 50% of the people who buy them don't need them. They're actually giving money to Royal Caribbean. And it's because they say, well, I don't want to think about it. You don't have to think about it. You're just using the card. However you're doing it, you're just giving the card to the person. So, and I have a video out there that shows that we saved over $700 on Carnival by not getting the drinks package. So that is the biggest thing, to do the math and say, am I really going to get the money's worth out of this drink package, or am I just buying it because everybody says I should buy it? We very rarely get what we will get on Royal. We'll get the refreshment package because I drink a lot of coffee.
But even that, I have to watch the price because that keeps going up.
But Rebecca and I both like the flavored waters from the freestyle machines. So you really got to do the math. And there is no approximate price. I've seen the drink package on 1 week cruises anywhere from $69 to $129, even higher per day per person. And every adult in the room has to get it. So,
and I always, for especially Royal Caribbean, a little bit now getting to be with Celebrity, but I start a spreadsheet on any of those add-ons that I might want to purchase.
Yeah.
And I just track, like, go in and check like once a month, or when it gets closer, maybe a little more often, and just check the prices. And I keep track of it. So I know, this is going down. Nope, that went up. So I know where the deals actually are.
You just got to track that dollar amount. Don't ever pay any attention with any cruise line. Pay no attention to that percentage, because that percentage number is like big, right? It's in your face. They want you to see that.
The buy one, get one half off.
Yeah, it's like buy one, get one half off. Well, it's still more than it was yesterday. How did that happen? Because they just play with the numbers. You don't know what that base number is. And
well, there isn't a fixed base number.
I mean, because you'll notice it'll say like, $175 now, $135, and yesterday it was $165 now, whatever. So they did play. All the cruise line do is go, what do we want to charge today? Okay, fix the top number. So what we want to charge today is what it is. So yeah, it's a big game playing with that. And like I said, I think there's probably at least 50% of the people who pay for that drink package are just giving money away to the cruise line, money that you could have used for excursion, that you might have used for dinners, or just money that you would have saved and not spent. Put it towards another cruise. So will we be doing Thursday lives? We will, yeah. What I'm going to be working on, I have a couple of folks lined up. Like I know Margaritaville's coming on. I do have a couple of them lined up, but I'm going to start getting more active with that. Because I've got about 50 different partners who could all come on. Like, Brett's due to come back on. Whitney's coming back on from Holland. But I've got some new cruise lines too that I need to get on here as well. Riviera Cruises, Riverside Cruises, trying to get Uniworld to come on. So I'm working on it. The only two that will not come on the show are Disney and Viking. Disney requires like an act of God to get somebody to come on because they so tightly control the marketing, and Viking just doesn't do it. So those are the only two that you won't see. But other than that, I'm working on it, and I'm trying to get outside the cruises too. I've had I had the Rocky Mountaineer on in the past, so I do want to get some more of our tour partners
Colette on.
Yeah, I've had Colette on, and in fact, I got to get Colette back on. It's about time to get them back on. So I'm working on getting a better schedule for the Thursday nights. So I would love to. I would love to do that. So thank you for the question. Okay, no other questions at the moment. So I'm going to run through if you weren't here earlier, and I'm going to remind everybody that we are Where's Walter Travel. Wherever you're watching me right now, there are links in the description or in my bio. Please do reach out. There's a contact us page. The way our process always starts, there will always be a conversation in the beginning. We're going to have a chat because I need to know more about you and what your likes are before we can ever. The emails I will not respond to is when somebody just simply reaches out to me and said, hey, how much for this cruise on that date? I'm not going to send you a price because I don't know if it's the best cruise for you. And we're not a clearinghouse. You can go to pretty much any clearinghouse website out there, which, by the way, our prices are the same most of the time. I get people talking to me all the time about all these various discount websites out there, and it's like those are not discount websites. They have access to the exact same price as we do. Nobody is allowed to change the pricing from the cruise lines unless you have a group rate or you have a specific promotion with the cruise line on that specific cruise. So nobody can go in there and just start changing the rates and doing other offers. The big thing with these call center type things, they are basically call centers. A lot of the discount ones are just call centers. So they don't have like actual travel agents. They have a lot of people who follow a script, what they do. And what they do is they don't pay them the commission that we would make. So you're actually paying for our time, our expertise, our services. And when you go through them, sometimes they can offer deals because instead of paying their people the commission that they earn, they give it back to you as a discount or onboard credit or things like that. We generally don't get the best service from them, but our prices are basically the same as all of them as well. So, Steve, you're sailing on Explora 1 in November. What do you need to know? You're going to have an amazing time. They're beautiful ships. Explorer 2 was the one ship that they literally had to drag me off of. The service is phenomenal. The food is awesome. The entertainment is weak. The onboard entertainment is weak, and that is only because of the shows that were designed for them. In our case, the singers were phenomenal. The band was just righteous. The band was awesome. But the shows that they were given to perform were just boring. They were not that great. But the food is made. The pools are beautiful. I hope that they do the silent movie. That was actually one of my favorite things on the entire ship. What they did a silent movie like once or twice, and it's just like silent disco. They give you the headphones, and that was fabulous because they did it in the conservatory. And if they had speakers in there, it would be awful. Yeah. It would just be bouncing everywhere. But with the headphones, it was phenomenal. We were watching Twisters. It's great, absolutely great. So, and the conservatory can be hot. Just know that because they did not do any kind of filtering with the glass. So it is hot in there. It's lovely when they open the door and when they open the ceiling up. That's great. But you're going to have an amazing time. Also know that like there's a great example. People are like, so what's the advantage of booking through a travel agent? With Explora, we automatically give $300, $600, or $900 of onboard credit, depending on the length of your cruise. You don't get that from Explora Journeys. You only get that when you book through travel agent to have access to that offer. And with Explora Journeys, the minimum onboard credit that we give is $300, and it goes up to $900 depending on the length of your cruise. So that's just one very easy example of what you can get with a travel agent that you don't get with Explora. And it's only because of a contract that Explora has with the consortium that we work with. And that's where the onboard credit comes from. Plus, we like to add more, but now with Explorer Journeys, we can't add any more onboard credits. So what we try to do is do like a Visa card or something like that, or maybe get you something on board. They're working on it. They're working on allowing us to do things, but right now Explorer Journeys is just kind of weird.
And my big piece of advice, unless you're allergic to chocolate or dairy, have the hot chocolate. It is amazing.
And she's talking specifically about Phil Rouge. I don't know if they make hot chocolate that good in the coffee shop, but
I suspect they do. But
but
next
Phil
time I will
Rouge.
have. Luckily, I didn't try it till like towards the end of the cruise.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is probably just as well.
Yes.
But next time I will have to try the hot chocolate from the coffee shop,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
for science.
Sue and Phil want to know, are the Black Friday sales really sales? Are the rates better than if you book as soon as the cruise comes out? So I would say that the best rates are still when they come out. Generally, when they come out. Now there have been some specific sailings where the rates have come down, and we take care of that. Like we literally just had, there's a sailing going out on November 10th, and Norwegian just dropped the rates. So we were able. So now once we're past final payment, most cruise lines are not going to touch it. Norwegian does this thing where they will give you future cruise credit on not every case, but in some cases they will give you future cruise credit if the rate dropped before the cruise. So we were able to do that. The Black Friday sales on the cruises themselves, I don't think are great deals. A lot of times it's the same deal that you've been seeing, just with different words. Yeah, it's a lot of word salad that comes out. Where the deals usually are is with your drink packages, your shore excursions, your Wi-Fi packages. It's usually the onboard amenities that don't really cost the cruise line that much. That's generally where I see the more legit sales. But there are times that the cruise lines, do actually have an actual, and that's where, working with me, I can help you figure that out. And I remember somebody reaching out to me about a Virgin Voyage. Oh, Virgin Voyage, it just came out with blah, blah, blah. I'm like, it's the exact same thing they had yesterday. They just changed the words. The price has not moved. The price is still exactly the same. And they all do that. It's not just Virgin Voyages. They all do that. My favorite one was Norwegian. I don't know if they still do it, but Norwegian Cruise Line would have 50% off, this month. And then next month it would be buy one, get one free for the cruise. And it's like, it's the same thing. Literally the same thing, just different words. Buy one, get one free, 50% off second person. I mean, it's literally the same thing. It was just so funny. So some of the Black Friday deals are good. Just know that when you work with a travel agent, and if we see that the price has gone down, you see that the price has gone down, in most cases, we can go ahead and reach out to the cruise line, or like with Royal Caribbean Celebrity, I can just do it myself. I just go into Booking Engine and change it. So we can go ahead and take care of that for you. A thing that has been happening more and more now with the cruise line, though, as the rates go down, they're adding the little catch in there for new bookings only. New bookings only. So if you want that rate, then we have to cancel and rebook you. And anything that you booked with the original booking is now going to be gone. If there was a promotion, such as say like an onboard credit, that will now be gone. So Princess does that. And I think Holland America might do that as well. So some of the cruise lines are starting to see that and go, oh, we're going to make them cancel and rebook to get this. So there's all kinds of games everybody's playing. Yeah. Silver Librarian Phil Rouge. It's an Italian word for red line. FIL.
French.
Oh, French word for red line.
It's the French restaurant.
It's a French restaurant. Phil Rouge. FILROUGE. Phil Rouge. So it's the French restaurant. You go in there for breakfast. It's a killer breakfast. So good. And they make a hot chocolate in there. Now the hot chocolate that's in the marketplace is not as good.
Oh,
That's just from a machine. And
No.
see, I think that may be the same stuff in the coffee shop. I think Phil Rouge is the only one that makes that hot chocolate.
I don't know. I have to try it
Crazy.
next time for
Crazy.
science.
Yeah, well, we're going back on Explorer. We need to take a group on Explorer because we've had so many people talking about it, and I just haven't had a chance to talk to Brandon lately about putting together a group. There's a very specific group that I want to put together, and I just have not been able to put it together
I think
yet.
we need to expand our ideas.
Yes. Well, she needs to expand her ideas, but I know exactly what I want to do. And the thing of it is, too, when we do the Explorer group, it's going to be small. We can only do 20 staterooms. So that's it. Once we get the 20 staterooms, we cannot add any more. So I think we should get Tony and Jenny B come on Explorer Journeys with us. I think Tony will just lose his mind when he comes on the ship. So what do you call? Oh, fancy. We're going on the fancy ship.
I can't even remember what their casino's like.
It's very small. Very small. But they have one, so Jenny can come on board and be happy. They do have the casino. So, all right, folks. So I'm going to wrap this up. It is almost noontime here on the East Coast, and I know I've got an appointment coming up. We actually have a lunch appointment that we have to get to pretty shortly with two of our colleagues. We're going out to meet with two of our colleagues, actually, to talk about the Queen Elizabeth cruise. They're going to help me get some background information on that. So, folks, if we can help you in any way with your travel, talk about this all the time. Just reach out, where'swaltertravel.com. You can go to our website, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, wherever you're watching me. There are links in our description for contact us. Just set up a call. We'd be more than happy to help you out. And in some cases, you might be talking to Corey or Mindy as well, because Corey and Mindy are growing their businesses as well. And in some cases, they may be the people who reach out to you as well. So we're very proud to have Corey and Mindy on board. And like I said, on Wednesday night, sounds like we're having a anniversary dinner on Wednesday night in Disney Springs. So Corey's already coming. And I just got to reach out to Mindy. Oh, you already said it's too late. Corey's coming, so you're picking a spot.
No, I just need, before I make reservations, I have to know how many people we've got.
Oh, right. There'll be 25. Just go ahead and make a reservation for 25.
No.
All right, folks. Well, hey, thank you so much for spending your Sunday with us. We'll be back next Sunday for sure, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. And I might be live Thursday night. I don't know. My mother-in-law is going to be here. I don't have anybody scheduled for Thursday, so maybe not. But folks, thank you so much for spending your Sunday morning with us. And if we can help you in any way, just reach out. And of course, thank you so much for your support through the years. You guys have been amazing. Here's to another 3 years at least, especially with Corey and Mindy now on board. I think we're in good hands. All right, guys, have a great rest of your Sunday.